stillness meditation. When I say stillness, it's more of a stillness and movement, a bit like the hummingbird. The hummingbird is very moving all the time, but within that movement is a lot of stillness. Same with our breath. When we connect with the breath, we can come to a stillness, although it's stillness and movement. So, as usual, just going with whatever comes for you, really, doing whatever you feel to do. But the intention is to come into stillness with the breath. So if you want to take a moment just to open up a meditation space around you, you can do that just with the intention. You can do that physically by reaching up about a foot above your head, opening up a meditation bubble, meditation space around you. Feeling yourself held in that meditation space. Letting yourself know, letting your mind know that this is your time now to meditate, just to be, with that intention to come into stillness. Maybe feeling how it feels, even just to say those intentions in the head. This is my time now, this meditation space. To taste, even for some moments, that sense of stillness that lives within me. And just noticing, observing what you notice when you set that intention. Maybe you notice movement of the body, of the mind. Maybe you get a sense of where that stillness may be, where that stillness may come from. Just noticing what you notice in this moment. A beautiful way to help that stillness can be focusing on the breath. So we're going to begin by focusing that breath, focusing on the breath at the end of the nose. With the mind, I'm just bringing my awareness to the breath at the end of the nose. Everything else is outside. Everything that I've done, have to do, is just put on the shelf for a moment. And here I am in this moment, focusing on the breath at the end of the nose. Okay, noticing what you notice, bringing it to some words if that helps. Aware of the breath at the end of the nose, I breathe in. Aware of the breath at the end of the nose, I breathe out. Just being with those words, that sensations, for as long as you like. Allowing it to slow. Maybe allowing yourself to play with that focus. Maybe in one moment you might find your focus drifting to sounds in the room or outside the room. Then you can bring back that focus to focus on the sound at the end of the nose. Okay, nothing else to do in this moment except focus on the breath at the end of the nose. Be curious about what that feels like in each moment. Bring it to words if that helps. I'm noticing this. I'm noticing that. Simply feel that coming into silence. However it is for you in this moment. So all I'm doing in this moment is focusing on that breath at the end of the nose, but if you like, we can extend that awareness from the nose to the chest, following that pathway, following that breath from the nose to the chest. Aware of that breath from the nose through to the chest, I breathe in. Aware of that breath, breathing out from the chest to the nose, I breathe out. Again, allowing yourself to be curious as you feel that breath. How much can you feel that breath? And how much can you feel with that breath? Can you feel the air coming through the nose, going down through the throat area, into the lungs? Maybe you could even imagine, visualize, sense that lungs filling with the air and letting the air out. Being with the moment, noticing what you notice in this moment. Aware of the breath, nose to chest. I breathe in. Aware of the breath, chest to nose. I breathe out. As you focus on that stillness within the breath, as you focus on that breath, maybe just noticing if any images, colours, feelings come. And if they do, you can just acknowledge them if you choose, just be aware of them. If you're curious, you could even ask, what does this mean to me, this feeling, this image, this colour? What does this mean to me? And maybe you'd like to extend that awareness. You can stay with that if you choose. But maybe you'd like to extend your awareness to feel breath move from the nose, the chest, maybe feeling the diaphragm and the belly that's involved with that breath, that supports the breath. Aware of the breath I breathe in from the nose all the way to the belly. Aware of the breath I breathe out all the way back from the belly to the nose. Again, being curious, observant, just noticing. Just simply focusing on that breath, aware of the breath, nose to the belly. I breathe in. Aware of the breath, belly to nose. I breathe out. Again, just noticing what you notice. As you breathe in, you notice the belly coming out a little. As you breathe out, that belly coming in. If you like, you can even put your hands on the belly and feel that belly coming out as you breathe in, coming in as you breathe out. Maybe seeing if you can find that stillness between this breath, within this breath. So we bring our awareness aware of the breath from the nose to the belly, from the belly to the nose. Okay, and utilising that mind by utilising those words, if that helps. Aware of the breath, nose to belly. I breathe in. Aware of that breath, belly to nose. I breathe out. And those moments where all we are to do in this moment is to breathe. Follow that breath. Okay, maybe noticing if there's any images, feelings, colours, however it is for you. What are you noticing here? Bringing it to some words. In this moment, I'm noticing. If there's images or a feeling or a noticing, you could ask, what does this mean to me in this moment? And if you choose, we can extend that awareness a little bit more. Again, you can stay at either of those stages, but if you want to bring it to the full body breath, following that breath from the nose all the way through the body, through the whole body now. Through the whole body back up, through to the top of the head. Feeling that full body breath, how the full body is involved with the breath. So aware of that breath flowing through my whole body, I breathe in. Aware of the breath flowing through my whole body, I breathe out. Just noticing what you notice. It might be the external, every single part of the body. Even with gentle movements are involved with the breath, breathing in and out. And internal too, as the breath comes in. As it comes in through the heart, from the lungs to the heart, from the heart to the blood, flowing through all the body, all the cells, and from all the cells, back through the heart, lungs and out. So whether it's external or internal, you're noticing that full body breath. Aware of the breath I breathe in through my whole body. Aware of the breath through my whole body I breathe out. And being with that some moments, if you choose. Again, in this moment, aware of the breath I breathe in. Aware of the breath I breathe out in your own time, in your own pace. It can be lovely here too, to not only focus on the breath, but also those small spaces between the breath. So aware of the breath I breathe in, and I notice that small moment, that space in between the breaths. And aware of the breath I breathe out, noticing that small space between the breaths. And being with that too if you choose, the breath, the small space between the breaths in each moment. In any moment you can come back to those words. Aware of my full body breath, I breathe in. I feel the space between the breaths. Aware of my full body breath, I breathe out. I'm aware of that space between the breaths. So allowing the body to move around that breath. Noticing what you notice. You feel that breath move around the whole body. That space between the breaths. Again, in the space, just noticing what you notice. Bringing it to some words if that helps. I'm noticing. In this stillness, you can just stay with the stillness, but sometimes in the stillness, when you reach that stillness, if you feel it, you can just ask a few questions. Sometimes answers come, they're a little bit clearer once we've come into stillness. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask, maybe asking that question. Just noticing the answer. When you find your mind coming into play again with the questions, you can just come again back to the breath. Aware of the breath and that stillness within the breath. I breathe in, that space between the breaths. Aware of the breath and that stillness within the breath, that stillness and movement. I breathe out. Breathing with that awareness, feeling that awareness. Even simply ask, is there anything I need to notice here? And just noticing what you notice, if there's images, a feeling, a sense. If there is, maybe asking, what does this mean to me? Maybe asking, and how can I bring this stillness into my everyday life, like the hummingbird that moves so much but maintains a stillness within? Is there anything I can do to bring this stillness to my everyday life? Noticing what you notice. How can we bring this into our everyday life? Is there a symbol or image to help us remember this? And if there is, bringing in that symbol, that image into you. Maybe asking, what does this mean to me? And bringing it into you, allowing it to inform all your cells, your neural pathways. Maybe with some words, if there's words. Maybe even a sentence, in this moment I, what would it be? In this moment I am. In this moment I can. In this moment I feel. And when you're ready, bringing back that meditation space, like dipping under a bubble or a cloak around you, bringing it up to about a foot above your head, bringing it down, your hands down to your chest and the belly. One hand on the chest, one hand on the belly. Feeling how that feels, feeling the breath. With awareness in the chest and awareness of the belly, feeling the chest. Feeling that belly with the breath. Aware of that breath, I breathe in. Feeling that space between the breaths. Aware of the breath, I breathe out. Feeling that space. And gently coming to in your own time. If you want to write anything you want to remember, it can be nice to do so.